Hey FBC, we have something very special we want to celebrate with you. Today we get to honor our Outreach Director, Joyce, who has been faithfully serving on staff for the last 23 years. For those of you who know her best, much of this will not surprise you. But for many of you who don't, let us paint a picture of some of the biggest accomplishments that she's been a part of. Joyce has sent out over 185 short-term teams, totaling almost 3,000 participants. She's been a part of over 250 global projects, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars that impacted at least 36 different countries and states. She oversaw projects like the Tajik New Testament recording, which delivered 160 audio devices to the local people, the recording of the Word and Yi language in Southeast Asia, and also the Kinyamwezi language in Tanzania, East Africa. She helped FBC partner with iTech to bring vision, dental, and medical care to the most remote corners of the world. She also introduced Feed My Starving Children to FBC, where we packed over 326,000 meals for hungry people around the world. She established local outreach partnerships with organizations like Main Street Ministries, Days for Girls, Severe Weather Shelter Network, Open Door Ministries, and Hands of the Carpenter. And she helped inspire children attending VBS to serve locally and globally through outreach projects. These are just some of the projects she's been responsible for. There are countless others. Joyce is retiring in December, and we want to take some time to recognize all the ways God has used her over the years. We thought, how better to do this than to hear directly from the people whom she's impacted.
Over the years, Joyce has been a source of wisdom and encouragement that I can always count on.
Was really instrumental in changing the course of my life.
Joyce has been a faithful friend and wise advisor from start to finish.
When we came to FBC, Joyce set the standard for missionary care.
You know, from day one, Joyce meant a lot to us in terms of how she had deep commitment to God's calling upon our lives.
I remember when Joyce told me, maybe we shouldn't go to Tanzania, and that made me really want to go.
Because of Joyce, I am here in Ireland today. If it hadn't been for Joyce, I wouldn't be a global worker.
What Joyce has meant to me and the family over these years of ministry has been a really strong and consistent connection to our Foothills family through a lot of love and support.
Been a constant advocate and a huge help to Open Door Ministries over the years.
She is an example of how to live out the Great Commission in our church and as a believer.
Over the years, I learned so much from her about ministry and missions, especially caring for missionaries.
For the last 2.5 decades, Joyce has been the one to issue challenges in my life to allow the Lord to work in ways I never could have imagined.
Joyce is wise,
courageous,
a servant leader,
Christ-like,
intentional,
hardcore, engaging,
compassionate,
supportive,
thoughtful,
encouraging,
faithful, caring,
always caring,
whole.
If Joyce had not given her life to outreach, the world would be missing the kingdom impact of a host of cross-cultural workers serving effectively around the world.
There would be far fewer Christians in the world and far less churches.
A lot of people would never have tasted missions had it not been for Joyce.
Kingdom footprint in the world would not be what it is today if she hadn't been involved.
The world would be missing a tremendous leader in missions and specifically training up workers in the field.
She brings firsthand knowledge and experience. She equips workers, rallies for them, and has brought a level of care for workers to a whole new personal level.
The advancement of God's kingdom honored through hundreds of missionaries.
If Joyce hadn't given her life to missions or to world outreach, the world would be without a lot of good mission training and without quality teams sent throughout the world.
Tremendous cheerleader both for local and global outreach workers.
So Joyce, we all want to say thank you for dedicating your life to God's calling and for serving others with such an amazing, selfless heart. Thank you for your time here at FBC and leaving such an amazing legacy. And because of you, many people now know Jesus. As is written in Matthew 25, well done, good and faithful servant. We love you, Joyce.
We love you, Joyce.
We love you, Joyce.
We love you, Joyce.
Te queremos, Joyce.
We love you, Joyce.